Step 2 is going to be to identify the value that you offer that particular buyer persona that you selected. Value is the benefits that you offer to that individual. It's not what your products do, it's what your products help that buyer to realize. And so the important thing here with a buyer persona focused campaign is that the value should change when you change from one buyer to another. Let me just show you as an example. So, by the way, a really good way to brainstorm the different value points that you offer a particular buyer, start out by looking at the products that are in this campaign that you're trying to sell, maybe some of the features that are underneath those products or that product, and then from that list, think about how those help that particular buyer persona. So we have an operations manager here. We have some inventory management products. How do those help this operations manager? So if we brainstorm and think, it can help them to decrease time spent ordering, help them to increase ordering accuracy, decrease time gathering information. Now, I want you to stop and realize that those are very specific to the operations manager. Think if we were going to sell these exact same products to a CFO. A CFO might not care about the amount of time spent ordering. They might care about ordering accuracy. That might be included. They might not care about the time it takes to gather information. They might care more about costs and whatnot. So the list of benefits, if we change the buyer, will change. Or, I mean, some of it may stay the same, but some of it may change. And that's where you begin to see the benefits of a buyer persona focused campaign. Now, here again is a screenshot of Sales Scripter. So Sales Scripter is going to help you to... Now, I just want to point out that all of these steps I'm going to show you here today, you could do with Microsoft Excel and a Microsoft Word document, and you could just take these tactics and take these processes. But Sales Scripter does present you with sort of a workflow and interface to take you through this process in a very clean and structured way and give you tips and suggestions. This is a stage of building a campaign where Sales Scripter will help you to brainstorm the value points that you offer that particular buyer persona. What you can do with your value points regarding your campaign is you could use it as an introduction to a call script. So instead of introducing in the early part of a call, introducing your company that you work for and the product that you sell, which makes you sound like a salesperson and triggers guardedness, which is what we don't advise you to do, we suggest you hit them with an elevator pitch, and that might include your value proposition. So you might open up a cold call by saying something like, well, hey, the reason why I'm reaching out to you is that we actually help directors of sales to get new salespeople trained quicker. And so that's the way that you open a call. Now, this is actually a portion of a call script that's copied out of Sales Scripter. And so what I want to point out is that let's say you create 5 different buyer persona campaigns. You know, a couple of them are targeting different industries, a couple of them are targeting different departments at a company, and then a couple different products. If you can see how this kind of works, you could end up with a different value proposition and different value points for your different buyer personas. So that could be something that's difficult for you to manage in your head and use for yourself, or if you're a sales manager, that could seem like something that's difficult for you to teach new salespeople and to get your salespeople doing. And this is why I'm going to keep showing you a little bit of Sales Scripter. Sales Scripter again makes it easy because at the top of all of the documents in the library, you can toggle from one buyer persona campaign to another. So once you select the other, your script and your elevator pitch and everything changes over to the next buyer persona that you're pursuing. You can always also use these value points in emails. Instead of sending emails that talk about my company and my products, what we want you to do is to send emails that don't make you sound like a salesperson. We want you to send emails that make you sound more like an advisor and a consultant. And so that's what this email template does. This actually inserts from your value point brainstorming of that buyer persona. We dump those into an email template in Sales Scripter. And so this email just kind of says, hey, this is how we help sales managers when you insert the buyer persona description there, and that's an example of how to use value in an email. And again, in Sales Scripter, you can then change the content real easily to the different buyer personas from a quick drop down. Same logic for using a voicemail message. Instead of leaving a voicemail message where you mention your product and your company and beg for a call back, this value message, we're going to tell them how we can help them with our value points. And again, just can flip from one different voicemail script to another when changing buyer personas easily. You can also use your value points as objection responses. And so these are great responses to your sales screening questions that either gatekeepers or sales prospects might use, where they say, what is this in regards to, or is this a sales call? Instead of answering those directly and honestly, answer it with your value statement. Oh, well, the reason why I'm reaching out to you is that we help sales managers to improve sales performance for their entire sales team.